Hey, so let's talk about that orange criminal piece of garbage. And then let's talk a little bit about a guy who voted for that orange criminal piece of garbage. And then I'd like to make a comment about this channel. So please stick around for that. This will not be too long, I promise. But I'd like to begin by recognizing just how well the economy is performing right now. Let me check something for you. Okay, 890. So the Dow is down about 890 points so far today. And I'm coming at you here on Monday, March 10th. And the stock market continues its long slide. You know, we're going through somewhat of a correction, which may turn out to be quite a large correction. You know, things were going in the right direction when Joe Biden was in office. If Donald Trump had just come in and simply played golf, the economy would be doing much, much better than it is today. But he couldn't help himself. He had to come in addition to playing a lot of golf, he actually did some things. And of course, nothing that this guy does is actually good. And so things are much worse as a result of him actually doing things. As I said, we all would be much better off if this piece of shit was just eating Big Macs, drinking Diet Cokes, tweeting, watching Fox News, and playing golf. Anyway, I'd like to bring to your attention the story of a guy named Guy. He's a guy, that was 3 guys in a row. Not bad, not bad. He's a guy, and I'm not counting that one, who voted for Donald Trump. And I don't know if he regrets it. He certainly should regret it. He kind of sounds like he regrets it, but really it doesn't matter. Too little, too late, Guy. I'm counting that one. That's 4. Anyway, let me read you a little of this article here. And you may have heard about this man's plight, but I have a few comments. It begins thus, and this is in the dailyherald.com. This might have been an article that originally appeared in the Washington Post. Not really sure and don't much care. The paper straw, Guy Spinelli was sure, would be the way of the future. After 50 years toiling in the country's paper mills, the 75-year-old plunked down his life savings into creating a 24 hours strong straw that he manufactures in Woodstock and sells to more than 1,000 restaurants, bars, coffee shops, and casinos. I'm not exactly where this Woodstock is located. What state is this? New York. So it's Woodstock. Okay. Continuing. But now, 2 years in, Spinelli says the party is over. Wah, wah. President Donald Trump's executive order last month, calling to, quote, end the use of paper straws, dealt a swift, decisive blow to his business, Boss Straw. I kind of like that, Boss Straw. Kind of reminds me of Boss Hog. I don't know if that's what he was going for, but whatever. Orders have stalled, even though the action only stopped purchases of paper straws by the federal government. Instead of selling $800,000 worth of straws this year, Spinelli fears it'll be 1/10 of that. That's a shame. Quote, our distributors are saying everyone's going back to plastic now because of the president. The president I voted for, the man who says let's make America great again, let's help small businesses grow. That man is going to put me out of business. Sorry, Guy, but if only someone had warned you, I'm sure you would have made a different voting decision, right? Damn, too bad nobody was smart enough to warn you. Too bad nobody knew that this guy would be the disaster that he has turned out to be. In his executive order, Trump says paper straws are, quote, non-functional, use harmful chemicals, and are sometimes wrapped in plastic, undermining the environmental argument for their use. These things don't work, he said before signing the mandate. I've had them many times, and on occasion they break. They explode. If something's hot, they don't last very long. Well, you know what, you criminal piece of garbage? According to Guy Spinelli, he's got a paper straw that'll last 24 hours. But you know, if you ban paper straws, and I know this guy didn't actually do that, but say there was a ban, completely banned them, then you would end all paper straw innovation. You know, and by the way, before I get back to this, I've made this point before. Are we going to continue to pretend that this guy's a conservative? What? And if there's any of you Trump supporters who pretend to be conservatives in this audience, how is banning products conservative? Unless they're really like harming people. If there's something that's really dangerous, that should just be banned. But we're talking about paper straws here. They're not dangerous. You know, Trump says, I don't like them. They don't work. They explode. If you put something hot in them, they don't last. He doesn't like paper straws, so he banned them. Actually, that's not really why he banned them. He banned them to own the libs. That's why he banned them. He banned them to own the libs, and he banned them for the same reason he pretended to, he pretended to ban them, because this ban only applies to the federal government. He pretended to ban them for the same reason he pretended to rename the Gulf of Mexico. It's to entertain his cult, to own the libs, and to distract from all the really damaging stuff he's doing, and that he has Elon Musk doing, and all that. And so that's why he pretends to ban paper straws. But if you took him at his word, and I don't care what the reason is, you're banning a product. How is that conservative? But if you take him at his word that he's doing it because essentially he doesn't like them, so nobody else should be allowed to use paper straws because one guy doesn't like them, and Republicans pretend to be the party of limited government. Okay, you don't have a limited government. You have authoritarian, top-down control of every aspect of our lives government if you have a president who bans things on a whim, who says, I decree that you can no longer use this product because I don't like it. So therefore, no one should be able to use it. That is authoritarianism. Plain and simple. That is dictator shit. Okay, how is that conservative? How is that limited government? How is that freedom and liberty? It's none of those things. Okay, if you don't like paper straws, here's a suggestion: don't use them. And guess what? If everybody else shares your opinion that they suck, then no one's going to use them. And guess what? No one's going to be manufacturing and selling paper straws. They'll just go away on their own. That's the free market that you people pretend to support. That's how this stuff is supposed to work. There's lots of products that have come and gone, because something better comes to take its place, the technology changes, they suck, they get introduced, nobody likes them, they go away and they're not for sale anymore. That's the free market. This is dictatorial authoritarianism. That is what this is. And that is what MAGA is. It's not conservative. Now, I also want to make another point here. This guy says, our distributors are saying everyone's going back to plastic now because of the president. Now, I'm glad that this article pointed out that Trump's bullshit executive order only applies to the federal government. Actually, it only applies to the executive branch of the federal government. Okay? That's the only branch that has to obey his executive orders, because it's the only branch he controls. So if you work in the judicial branch, you could still buy paper straws. The Supreme Court justices want to have paper straws over there. You want to have sell paper straws in the little cafeteria at one of these federal courthouses? Go ahead. Trump doesn't control the judicial branch. Same thing in Congress. It only applies to the executive branch of the federal government. I'm glad at least that this article mentions that it only applies to the federal government, because most places where I've seen this reported, they repeat the lie that he's banned paper straws. Anyway, so Guy says our distributors, his distributors are canceling their orders. They're not going to buy paper straws from him anymore because of Trump's executive order. Now, I feel a little bit for this guy. Not only is this guy being screwed by the guy he voted for, he's being screwed by the stupidity of the American people. And I presume that probably many of these people, his former customers, these cafes and coffee shops and restaurants, probably some of these people hate Trump, especially if they're purchasing paper straws. And I would presume that a lot of them are purchasing paper straws because they are environmentally conscious and they don't want to contribute to the plastic problem that we have in this country that's killing wildlife and damaging the environment. So a lot of these people probably don't like Donald Trump at all. And yet they're not buying paper straws anymore, probably because to some degree they're idiots like most Americans are, and they hear, oh, Trump banned paper straws. Well, I guess that's it. I won't be able to buy paper straws anymore. If you knew anything like the most basics about our government, you would hear that and go, he doesn't have authority to ban paper straws. I'm going to keep buying paper straws. Screw that guy. He can't tell me what I can buy and sell in my restaurant. But no, they hear that Trump doesn't like paper straws anymore, so he's pretending to ban them, so they're not going to buy them anymore. I guess they'll go back to contributing to damaging the environment. But so this is not just an example of a Trump supporter getting screwed by the guy he voted for. This is an example of how people obey in advance. Trump says I'm banning something even though he's not, and people just obey. Oh, well, Trump said he's banning it. I guess I won't buy it anymore. What the hell? Why do you kowtow to this man? Why do you let this man run your life? He can't do it. Tell him to go F himself. And there's no business out there who should, if they want to buy paper straws, who should stop buying paper straws because of this ridiculous executive order. Okay? He can't do shit to you. Go ahead and buy the paper straws. Whatever. Surrounded by idiots. What are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to end this video by mentioning something about this channel. I am not a news channel per se. I discuss things in the news. That's for sure. But I don't discuss things in the news for purposes of being a news channel and reporting the news. That's not what I do. I do that as I do what is the main purpose of my channel, which is to analyze things in the news, to give you my opinion, my legal opinion, and my political opinion, my analysis of things that may be in the news. But my primary purpose is not to report the news. There's a lot of channels out there who put up 10, 15 videos a day, constantly reporting the news all day. And good for them. I'm not denigrating them at all. That's great. That's their thing. That's not my thing. I don't come here and just report the news, video after video after video 10, 15 times a day. I don't do that. I'm bringing this up because I posted a video earlier today about a post that Trump put up on Truth Social threatening colleges and universities about student protests and all this crap, and it really pissed me off because it's so authoritarian and illegal. Anyway, it came out last week. In fact, I recorded my video about it last week, but I didn't get around to posting it till today. But sometimes I do actually record about something that's maybe a week old or maybe even longer, that's been in the news for a while. And I'm not doing it to report the news. I already assume that many of you have already heard about that. I do it to tell you something that I think is important about it that I haven't heard anybody else say, or to explain something about it. There might be something in the news that's been reported on to death, but there's an aspect about it that nobody's talking about it, or there's a legal implication, or something about the Constitution that violates the Constitution in some way, for example, that no one's talking about. And so I use that news story, which may be old, to make these other points. The point is, just because you may have heard the news that I might be talking about in a particular video, if you haven't listened to what I have to say about it, then it's going to be new information to you. I'm not here just reporting a news story to you. That would be pretty shitty. I'd be doing a pretty crappy job if I'm a news channel and I'm reporting like week or 2 week old news to you. That's not my point. I talk about these things to make another point. Because of course I got some people going, oh, this is old news. Yeah, but you didn't hear what I had to say about it. You heard that you may have seen Trump's post on Truth Social. That's not the news. That's not the point of my video. My video isn't to tell you, hey, look what this idiot said on Truth Social. No, it's to say, all right, this idiot said this. Here's what you need to know about it. That's the point. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. And so that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again soon.